Hello, here you are in the Nakisa HR Suite Administrator Training. Please note this video is part of a series of training videos that we have created to enable our clients to be proficient in the admin console of the Nakisa HR Suite. This video consists of two topics, which include creating custom fields and configuring filter categories for the custom number and date fields. Let's go over the two objectives of this training video. The first objective is to quickly showcase how to add custom text and date fields to the position objects. Please note that it is possible to add new custom fields to org unit and employee objects as well. I would also like to highlight why it is sometimes necessary to add new custom fields in the Nakisa HR Suite. Even though we support the different standard fields that you maintain on your ERP, every organization does maintain some unique org unit, position and employee fields that are specific to their HR processes. Hence, it becomes necessary to add these as custom fields within the Nakisa HR Suite. So once these custom fields are added, they start to appear in different sections within the Nakisa HR Suite. For instance, these position custom fields appear in the position details page, the position search views, and other position object related pages within the front end of the Nakisa HR Suite. The second objective is to showcase how to configure custom filter categories within the filter panel. By default, most of the new fields that you add to Nakisa HR Suite will appear automatically within the filter panel. However, if you add a number or date field, you might want additional configuration for these fields. Let's look into the two objectives. Let's say the HR business partner of your company has asked you to create two custom position fields, namely work from home and start date. It was also mentioned in the requirement that this information must appear in all the sections of the front end that display the position data, as this custom information is required for their annual planning process. Since the HR business partner would also like the option to filter the positions based on the work from home and start dates, these fields along with its filter categories must appear within the filter panel. So what you see on the left-hand side is the position search results page that does not contain the two custom fields, and the image on the right-hand side does contain this custom information for your reference. Now let's jump into the admin console and see how to create these custom fields and its filter categories. From the admin section of the Nakisa HR Suite, let me select the application settings drop-down. Under the application settings drop-down, I have the general settings, custom field settings, and integration links option. I'm going to be selecting the custom field settings option. Under the custom field settings page, I have the custom field management and custom filters section. In order to create the new two position fields, let me select the custom field management section. So under the custom field management section, I would need to select the edit position fields in order to create new position fields. As you can see here, Nakisa HR Suite allows its administrators to create 3 additional custom number fields, 5 additional text fields, 3 long text fields, 3 Boolean fields, 3 date fields, and 6 drop-down fields. Now let's see how to create the work from home text field. As I scroll up, I could see the text field option at the top. I'm going to be enabling this field, and then let me select the modify option and give it a name. In our case, it is work from. I can also give names for the other languages that I've enabled, and I could go ahead and hit save. Once you hit save again, these particular field starts to appear within the front-end panel or the front end of the application, and no additional configuration is needed to make this text field appear within the filter panel. Now let's see how to create the start date field. So let me scroll down and I can see the date field one option. Let me enable this checkbox and then hit modify. Now I can go ahead and give it a name. In our case, it's start date. And then I could hit save, and like I had mentioned previously, you could also hit save once again to make sure that the start date field as well appears on the front end of the application. But for the start date field to appear within the filter panel, additional configurations are required. As we have seen earlier, any new custom number field or date field that you create within the Nakisa HR Suite would require additional configurations. Now let's see what are these additional configurations. To begin with, let me close this page. Then let me select the custom filters section which appear within the custom field settings page. Under the custom filters section, I am going to select the edit position filter categories. As you can see here, the start date field that you have created has an unassigned tag along with it, which means that the filter categories for the start date field would need to be defined. So to begin with, let me select the start date field. I have two different options to define the filter categories for this particular field. One is term and the other one is range. So first let's go with the range option. Typically when you create a date field, it's recommended that you use the range option so that you can go ahead and define different range options for your users to filter the start date. So here, as you can see here, you can define the from date of one of those filter categories, and then the to date, and then you can name the caption appropriately, and then that would be your first filter category, and then you could keep adding your filter categories depending on your user's requirement, and then you can hit create. So that's one way of defining these start dates or any date fields filter categories. The other option is term. So within the term, first I would need to define the size. If I define the size as 5, it means that 5 different filter categories would appear for the start date. Next, I would need to define the order in which these filter categories are showcased. When I say count descending or ascending, based on the popularity of these filter categories, these are listed in an ascending or a descending order. When I say term descending or ascending, depending on the alphabetical order of these filter categories, these are basically listed. In this video, we've seen how to create new custom fields within the Nakisa HR Suite. And we've also seen how to enable custom filter categories for the custom number or date fields that we've created. Thank you.